what do I have here? This is my organic way of making Spanish rice. It's not quite traditional, but the technique is pretty much the same. So since it's Cinco de Mayo and I wanted to make something a little festive and healthy, I'm going to show you how to make the Spanish rice using a short grain rice, which is a brown rice. So, and you could use any kind of rice, and if you want to use a brown rice, you could, I would suggest the jasmine rice, but I had short grain rice, which I'm going to be making it with my black beans, which I love very much, and my black beans are cooking, and I'll probably make some flour tortillas and some fajitas. So that would be a really good meal, and then don't forget the salad. So the Spanish rice is a certain technique. You want to fry the rice, and then you want to. My mother used to fry these spices after the rice was pretty much browned. So you have to kind of be careful not to burn the rice, but it's happened to me several times. You could use the white rice as well, but like I said, I'm going to be using the brown rice. So here we go. Okay, so what I did was I soaked the brown rice overnight, and that's pretty much what you do with brown rice. It's still a little bit damp, but I'm going to go ahead and heat it up in a skillet with a little bit of canola oil. And I know a lot of you people out there are not a fan of canola oil, but that's what I'm going to use. You can also use a coconut oil if you prefer. Okay. And that's got a little moisture in there, and that's why it's doing that. So be very careful when you add your rice. That's about a cup. That's a heaping cup of my of the brown rice that I soaked overnight and rinsed out and re-soaked it, and went ahead and dried it out. So, and usually if you're going to dry it out, I used a towel, just a nice clean towel to dry it out. I didn't use a towel. I didn't use this kind of towel, which the grains would probably stick in between, and I'm sure the other sophisticated kitchens, professional kitchens, have ways of drying out rice, but I just got an old towel and laid it out flat and just dried it, just like I showed you on my my lettuce. So, there we go. Go ahead, and as you see, my vegetable broth is heating up, so quite a bit. And this is like a vegetarian or a vegan Spanish rice. So all you vegan lovers out there. But of course, I'm going to be making some fajitas with this, so I'm not going to have a vegan, but I figured this would be a really good vegan meal for you if you want to just do the beans and the rice. You could do the black beans, and you could do the Spanish rice, and I think that would be a really good with some tortillas, some corn or flour tortillas, and then add some avocados or some guacamole without the dairy. And I think you'll have a really nice meal. So, here we go, heating that up. And it takes a while to brown up, so try not to get frustrated. Be patient. And you just want to make sure that all your rice is pretty much toasted. And this rice, you can certainly play with it. Play with your food, because you want to make sure that each grain has the oil. And what I added was about a couple tablespoons of oil. let that cook for a little bit. Like I said, brown rice is a little bit different than the white rice. The white rice, I would be definitely turn it over because this is an uncooked rice, but it has been soaked in water. It should be easier and faster to cook. Okay, now I'm going to add my spices, and I have some chili powder, California chili powder, and that's about a good couple teaspoons. That's some oregano, some dried oregano, and I like to crunch it up with my fingers to get all those nice elements come out. And then that's a cumin powder, and that's the paprika. So, and that's about a teaspoon each. So I'm going to go ahead and pour it in there. And just smells so good. And then I'm going to add, this is a whole onion. This is bell pepper. That's about a good half a bell pepper. I have a yellow and a red. You could use the green, of course. And this is just a little bit, like one stick of the celery. It's all diced up pretty much evenly. I'm going to go ahead and add that in. And it might seem like it's a lot of vegetables, but it's actually, I want a lot of vegetables in there, but after the vegetables are cooked down, kind of evens out. Now, a lot of you folks might say that's not how you make Spanish rice, but this is almost like a Middle Eastern technique, which I don't know too much about how the Spanish rice became an actual Spanish rice from Spain. Who knows, maybe it was a Spaniard that went to visit India and he learned some techniques, and so even when my mother, I would watch her make the Spanish rice, I noticed that it was different the way I was making it. But the main thing is that you are sauteing your rice and your vegetables. Okay. I'm probably going to add some more of my stock, my vegetable stock. I'm going to make sure that's hot, because the hotter the better. I have some left over. I'm going to go ahead and put all of that in there. Yum. This is so delicious. You should call it Indian Spanish rice, right? Love the Indian cuisine. So I'm going to go ahead and put a pinch of salt and pepper in there. And then, and about 3 cloves of garlic, because I like garlic. So it's all chopped up. And the reason why I put it in later is because I don't want the garlic to be bitter. Unless you want bitter garlic, you can add it at the same time you do your vegetables. That's why I have it separate. Now, I did mention that I have the smoked paprika in there. I love smoked paprika. I don't know, it just kind of elevates the flavors. So, I'm going to go ahead and get it. Make sure that water is searing hot and boiling. And when I mention Indian technique, I meant not Native American, but Middle Eastern. So I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of my salt and pepper in there. That's about only a teaspoon each, because my stock does not have any salt in it whatsoever. Which makes it better for me, so I can monitor how much salt and stuff is done. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add my stock. And usually with brown rice you want to add more because it's going to take a little bit longer. So usually it's 2 to 1 with the rice, 2 cups of liquid for 1 cup of rice. But that's about, I'd say about 4 cups to a heaping cup of rice, brown rice. So now I'm going to seal it up and let that cook. And that's going to take a while to cook. That's probably going to take about a good 25 minutes because brown rice is very hard and it's unprocessed, so you have to give it some time to cook. So I have it on a low heat or a medium heat. I'm going to put it on a low heat, and then I'll show you what it looks like afterwards. So, and then I'm going to get ready to do some fajitas for you. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Okay, bye.